Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. I appreciate everybody, and today's topic is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be if you believe that someone you're close to is with a narcissist, should you tell them about it? So think about that for a moment, and before we jump into it, guys, remember, like, subscribe, share, thumbs up, all the good stuff. Let's keep the channel rolling along. And thank you all for the well wishes for my eye surgery on Thursday. I'm super excited about it, and I hope I can see you much better than I can see you now. So God bless you all. Thank you. So the topic again is, if you believe that one of your friends or someone you know is in a narcissistic relationship, should you talk to them about it and address it? This topic came to me by a subscriber, and I thought long and hard about it, did some research, and I have my own personal opinion on it also. And here we go. What I believe is whatever relationships we are in our lives, as long as they are of our free will, that is up to us to decide how we see fit. So if you are in any relationship, and it is of your free will, that's what you believe to be the best situation for you, or that's where you believe you want to be. So my opinion on this is, let's say that you have a close friend and you believe that the close friend is in a narcissistic abusive relationship, and you can see it really clearly, how they're being treated and how they're not themselves, or you can see a lot of the signs. So should you talk to them about it? I honestly don't think so. I think, again, you may want to have a conversation with them and say, hey, how's it going? How's your spouse, or how's your loved one, or the new person in their life that you believe could be the narcissist, and just kind of casually discuss with them how the relationship is going and that kind of stuff. But that's about it. Like I would not go in deep on that, because the individual is making their own decisions. And let's say that it can be a marriage for a long time. It can be a newfound relationship, friendship, whatever it is. My point is this: if you come across and say, hey, I think that you could be in a narcissistic abusive relationship, or I think that your significant other or the person you're spending time with could be a narcissist and they're not good for you, that's not going to come across. It's not going to make you look good. Even though you have their best interest at heart and you believe that you could be right. And I believe, because of the person that I spoke with about this topic, that they probably are right. But again, that doesn't necessarily give you the right to interfere or impede with a relationship. Now, I know you may be saying again, Andrew, what are you talking about? We should be helping each other out. And if I believe that someone is in a bad relationship or a narcissistic abusive relationship, I owe it to them to tell them. I'm not so sure you do, because by you saying anything at all to the person, one, you could damage that relationship you have with them. Number two, you don't know how that person is. Maybe that person is completely comfortable in their relationship and they're fine, and they're okay with it for whatever reason. That's very possible. Another thing is, if you do say something and you are wrong about it, let's pretend that the person turns out not to be a narcissist, then it doesn't look good for you either. So in this case, the cons outweigh the pros. That's how I look at it. So again, if say you're at a dinner party and it's couples only, or that kind of thing, where you're spending time with friends and couples and that kind of stuff, and you see that maybe there's one couple that they don't quite look right, something's off, and you identify that, hey, that could be a narcissist, or that could be a narcissistic abusive relationship. Again, I wouldn't personally say anything. I would just kind of monitor it, keep my eyes on it, and see what's going on, and then just kind of pay attention to it. Because if you do mention it to the person, many things can not go your way. And also, is it your position? Would you want somebody telling you about your relationship when in fact maybe you're totally comfortable with it and maybe you believe everything's good? right now. So that's my opinion on it. Now, also, you need to understand that people get very defensive. They sincerely do. And a lot of times people don't want to listen to what you have to say because they feel that they know the relationship better than you. And of course they do. And that when they're involved and enveloped in the relationship, whichever one it is, that they know best. Now this can be true, and it cannot be true. Maybe the relationship they're in has kind of blinded them, and they've gotten numb to what's going on, and they don't quite understand why you're even saying anything to them. And also, maybe they'll just completely shut down and be like, listen, this is my life. I'm fine. I don't need your input there. Now, taking the other side of that, maybe, let's say that you're right, and it is a narcissistic, abusive relationship, and you do say something, and let's say the person is like, oh my God, I never noticed that, and I need to research this and look at it because I didn't see the signs. This is unbelievable. Like, I had no idea that a narcissist even existed, just like me, in my case, and I'm sure just like many of you. That could be a great thing. That could be incredible. But the odds of you actually identifying somebody as a narcissist that you're not that close with, and that their partner or spouse or significant other agrees with you, I think those odds are pretty small. I'm not saying you're not right. I'm just saying that for all those things to fall into place, I think the chances are pretty small. Now, let's take a different thing. Let's say the same situation's going on and you suspect that somebody could be a narcissist, and they definitely could be abusing one of your friends, or one of the two people is in a narcissistic abusive relationship. You suspect it, and you've known this for a while, and that person comes up to you and says, hey, something's not quite right. My spouse or my significant other, I'm just not feeling that. Something's wrong. Something's off. Did you notice anything, or do you see anything that maybe that I don't see? If they approach you in any capacity whatsoever, I would 100% talk to them about it. I would talk to them privately, and I would make sure that they had time dedicated to this conversation. Because here's the thing, if you recognized it and you think that you're right, and then the person that is actually in the relationship is second guessing themselves, and of course they trust you, and they're coming at you and saying, hey, I think something's not right here. Can you would you mind talking about this? See if you see anything? Spot on. That's genius. That means that their antennae are sticking up, and they're alert, and they know something's wrong, or they believe something's wrong, and they're asking for help. This usually is one of the first signs of identifying you being in a narcissistic abusive relationship. And again, you may say, well, how do you know that, Andrew? I'll tell you how I know that, because I was in a 6-year marriage with a narcissist, and many days I would be questioning myself. Is it me? Am I doing something wrong? Am I not trying hard enough? Did I hear that correctly? Why am I not being talked to? Did I actually misunderstand something? Is there a reason that I'm not being talked to at all? Do I exist? What's wrong with me? I would be questioning myself for days on end for 6 years. And I did not have the knowledge that you have now. I had nothing. I just thought it was me. And as I mentioned in previous videos, I thought this was part of a normal marriage. My fault. It's too bad for me, but that's the way it is. I learned, I've educated myself, and now I see the signs, and I look back and I think about situations. It hits me all the time. Like, what about there? Oh my God, that makes sense. So, getting back on point, if the person contacts you and says, hey, I think something's wrong, something's feeling off. Do you see anything? You owe it to yourself, and you owe it to them to tell the truth and let them know, yes, in fact, I actually see some signs here. I don't think that the way you're being treated is properly, and I noticed some things, and share the information. But when you do that, and if you are in that situation, I would strongly suggest that you recommend them, the person you're talking with, to watch my channel or watch other people's channels to get educated, because ultimately it's going to come down to their education, and then they can make the proper decision as to what's best for them in their relationship, if anything at all. Maybe there's nothing wrong. We don't know. But like I always say on this channel, we need to be educated, and education is key. And if someone is thinking that maybe something's not quite right in the relationship, and they actually talk to you about it, you owe it to them to open that door. And that's a green light for you to tell them, hey, you know, I think this, and this could be happening. Just take a look at it and see what you think, or whatever. Or maybe just turn them on to the channel, or someone's channel, or a link on the internet. But then you can let them figure it out, because the odds are, if you're right, if you're correct that identifying that their significant other could be a narcissist, and then they actually do some due diligence and research it themselves, and if it's true, what will happen with them is exactly what happened with me and exactly what happened with you, which is the light bulb's going to go off in your head. You're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe this. This is real. All these things happen to me every day. This is unbelievable. I thought it was just me. And then at that point, what you're doing is you're saving somebody. You're helping somebody out. And you didn't approach them first or directly. You let them come to you, and you shared your knowledge. That's the best way to do things. There's no other way, as far as I'm concerned. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope it was educational, and I know it was for me. It was a little different topic, one that I haven't heard on any other channels or being addressed whatsoever. So I really hope it helped you guys out. I love you all. God bless you. Please keep sending me good vibes and good thoughts about my eye surgery. I'm being honest, I'm nervous about it, but I hope to God that Friday after my surgery, because my surgery is Thursday, I hope to God I can see properly, and I'll give you guys a super big smile. So I love you all. You are not alone. God bless you. And remember, education's key. Let's keep on spreading the word about narcissistic abuse and how to look for the signs. I love you guys. Bye.